Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this is my square this week. I am doing the half and half, as I like to call it. Yeah, I kind of like it, and it would benefit, I think, from a little bit of blocking if you were worried about it being not quite as straight as it should be. I don't know why it does that, but you could either just make the corners like bigger stitches, block it, or just by the time you've sewn it together, it's going to be flat anyway. I think it's because it's different stitches, it just pulls it in a little bit with the granny. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this one. Now, if you're watching this as my year of granny squares, the left-handed version will be as soon as this one finishes. If you're watching it in a compilation video, then the left-handed one will be separate. But I'll put a timestamp in the description box for the year of granny squares so you can easily find the left-handed version. But I do know that many of you like to watch both for me. So I had a little play with it, and you can do it in two different colours. I'm sorry that they're a bit bright and glary. They are a little bit, but I just grabbed what was handy. So yes, you can do it. There is a drawback. This is the drawback. Carrying the yarn does not work, but some of them, as you get further in, you can see you can work them in on this row, on this particular segment, and this one. You can work over them, and it's just when you come to doing a granny, then you can't. You've only kind of worked over 3 stitches there, so you might have rather a lot of spaghetti hanging out the back. But if this is the effect that you would like, regardless of the colour that you're choosing, obviously, then it is possible. And all I did to achieve it was when I came to any corner and I had to do my colour change, I would go through 2 stitches and then change colour before I did the chain. So on every single corner, that's what I did. So obviously you do get quite a bit of ends. Okay, so I'm going to do this one in this colour, and I'm using a 4.5mm crochet hook. You will need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, but there won't be many ends if we're just doing the one colour, so that's a godsend. Okay. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Hopefully you'll be informed when new videos pop up. Thought something was missing and wasn't wearing my glasses. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing a slip knot and 4 chain. You don't have to leave a long tail. In fact, that's a bit too long. I don't know why I worry, because it's not like I need the yarn. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to make a ring by slip stitching into our first one, and we've got this little tiny ring now, and if you open it you can just about see the center stitch. Okay, so I'm going to start with the UK stacked double crochet, which is a stacked single crochet in the US. I'm going to pull up a loop, go through 2, and in this vertical post or bar, leg, whatever you want to call it, I'm just going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and if you look, that's the equivalent of 2 chains to get up to the height of my first UK treble crochet, which is a double crochet in the US. So if I refer to those stitches in UK terms, you'll know what ones I'm talking about if you follow in US. So now I've got 1 stitch, I need 2 more, so I'm going to make 2 UK treble crochets. So that is through 2 and through 2, and another one. It's obviously a double crochet for you guys across the pond. So now I have my 3 stitches. I'm going to chain 1 and place 3 more, working over the tail, because, you know, if we can, we want to avoid the sewing in of ends, that's a perfect way to do it. So I've done my 3rd one. I'm going to chain 1 and do another 3. So the start of this is the same as any other granny square. and I only ever chain one between my corners and things, so I'm chaining one between these segments. Okay, so this is my last cluster of 3, but I'm not going to chain. I'm going to join in a different way, so I just needed to pull that aside a little bit. Okay, so now I have my 4 clusters of 3 separated by these chains. So I've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now I want the same distance, but I want to make half a corner. Sorry about that, guys. I needed to sneeze. I've got a bit of a cold. So yeah, I need to make half a corner on my next round. So I'm going to not slip stitch, but I'm going to do a UK double crochet, which is a single in the US, into that first stitch. And because I have done that stack, I've got the 2 loops to go in. I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those, and it gives me the same gap between my segments. Okay, so now I'm going to just go straight in to that space and pull up my loop and do that stacked double crochet again. Okay, so I'm going to place 1 UK treble next to it. So we're now working on this particular row. Okay, so we're doing alternate solid and normal grannies. So because of that, I'm going to go in these 3 stitches with a UK treble crochet. And I'm going to do my corner, okay? So for the solid granny square half, we do 2 chains. Sorry, 2 UK trebles, not 2 chains. What am I talking about? 2 stitches and 1 chain. We're onto the granny side, and our grannies are clusters of 3. So I'm going to place 3 in this half of the corner. It does seem strange, but it works out. So now I'm still on the granny side. I'm going to place 3 in this corner. These are the harder rows to do because you're setting it up. I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm working opposite of this one on another solid. So it's 2 in the next half of the corner. And now I'm going to place 3 in my side. So that's my first one. It sometimes gets a little hidden. 1, 2, and 3. And because this corner, the first half of it is the solid, we're going to place 2, 1 chain, and now we're on the granny side, so we're doing 3. It does seem confusing, but after a while it becomes obvious. So now we're going to complete this first corner. We're on the granny side, so we're going to place 3. If I ever go ahead of you, just pause it and catch up. So now we've completed our square. We're going to join with a UK double crochet to the top of our chain. Stitch, not tray. Keep saying chain. What on earth's going on? So yeah, that's those 2 loops. Going to pull up my loop, yarn over and pull through both of them. So now we have the start of a solid couple of sides and a granny couple of sides. So we're back on the solid side. So in my space, I'm going to place my UK stack double and 1 UK treble. Now I'm going to go in all of these stitches along here, which are 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that is all of the stitches along my side. Half of this corner is the solid side, so we're doing 2 in that corner, 1 chain. Now we're on the granny side, so we're starting with our corner of 3, and now we're going to place 3 in between the granny of our side, and 3 in the first half of the corner. And we're going to chain 1. Whoops, does help to keep you hooking. And now we're on the solid side of our corner. It's 2. And then we want to place 1 in each one of the next 7. So our first stitch got a little hidden that time. I haven't paused the video because it's a bit confusing when you start this, and you know, I want to stick with you so that it wouldn't get confusing. We'll do it together. So as I say, if I go ahead at any time, just pause me. Okay, so we're back at the corner. So this is the solid side. So we start with our 2. And our chain. Now we're on the granny side. A cluster of 3 to finish that corner. A cluster of 3 in the middle of the side. And we need to finish off that corner, and it's the granny side, so a cluster of 3. That sound is my wool genie knocking as the wool goes around. So, as you can see, this is the granny side that pulls that in. Okay, so I'm going to join to the top of my first stitch with my UK double crochet. So now it's just growing this, okay? So we're going to go straight back in and make our stack and do a 1 UK treble. And I think we've got 15 along the side now. We're just going to go and do 1 in each. I'll pause the video because it is going to get boring to watch me do that now. And I'll catch up with you when we get to the corner. Okay, I've done that, and of course I made a mistake. It was 11, not 15. It was 11. I've just gone way ahead of myself. Okay, so in the corner, we're going to do that exactly the same way as before with 2, 1 chain and 3, because we're now on the granny side. So you can do this square where you have 2 solid and 2 granny, or you can do it this way around. Okay, so now we're going to place 3 in each of our side segments. So that's how this is going to grow. You'll increase by a couple every time along your solid sides, and you'll increase by 1 extra segment along the granny side. So we've got the corner, which is 3 because we're on the granny side. And a chain, and then 2 because we're now on the solid side. Okay, and we're going to place 1 in all of those stitches along. Then we're going to do our corner consisting of 2, 1 chain, 3, and then our segments of 3. I'm going to catch up with you once I get back to the start. Okay, so I'm all the way back at the corner. I'm going to do my last segment of 3 in there. Okay, so on this one I did another round, so I'm going to do that with you guys. So that is just a slip stitch, a UK double crochet into that corner space, and we're going to start again. We're going to go back in with our stack and our 1 treble there. And now I believe we've got 13. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, maybe this is when we got the... I knew there was a 15 somewhere. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is where you have the 15, not when you had 11. Anyway, whoever said I knew what I was doing. Okay, so now we're going to go in 1 in the sides all the way along and till we get to the corner. So I'm sure you know what you're doing now, because this is, you know, the final kind of round. Incidentally, you can make this as big or as small as you want. If you want to carry on making larger, make a larger square, then you can. I guess this one is probably about a 5-inch, would you say? 5.5. You can carry on, make another. You could even do a bigger kind of border or a couple around, but you could just carry on, make the squares as large as you want. It's the same principle as the last round. It's just going to grow, that's all. It will just grow. Not necessarily by the amount you think when you come to add up how many along the side, but you know, that's just never mind. It's not important, is it? It's just it's just maths. Okay, so there we have our 1 chain. Now we're on the granny. We're going to carry on round doing the granny side. So that's 3 here, 3 in all the sides, and then we're going to do our solid side. All right then, so I'm going to pause it because you've seen this before, and I'm going to go all the way around, catch up with you when we get here, and we'll do that border. Okay, so I've got all the way around now. I should have known really, because every time you do a side along the solid, you gain 4 stitches from the corners, so you're going 2 and 2. So I ought to have known my maths really, but I blame my illness. Okay, so we're all the way to the end, and whether you've done another round or 2 is up to you. So this time around I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top 2 loops of my first stitch, and I'm going to chain 1, pull it down. I'm going to chop this yarn off and end that colour, and that's the end of the coloured bit. So we're going to bring in some white. It's a very kind of pearly white. It's not brilliant white. I'm just going to join a different corner. Oh, I need to put my glasses back on. Okay, so you've got a bit of a choice of borders when it comes to the border. And I'm just going to join how I normally do. And in this border here, I'm going to just do a UK double crochet. What I did with this one, I just did a simple row of UK doubles, and I did 3 in the corner, although I don't often do that anymore. Sometimes with this one it worked out that it looked a bit better. So I've done my first one, and I'm going to place another one in that corner. That's 2 for now, but it's half my corner. And well, I know it's not strictly speaking, but it works out as half when you get round the other side. And now I'm just going to place 1 UK double crochet in every single stitch, and I'm going to work over that tail as I go. Nice and easy. Okay. I'm going to pause the video then, because that is a tad boring, and I shall catch up with you when I get to the next corner. Okay, so here I am at the corner, and I'm just going to do 3 in this corner. 1, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to work over this tail and just do 1 in every stitch along the side, just as I did in the previous side, all the way to the corner. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go all the way along here, I'm going to work over the tail, I'm going to put 3 in this corner, and I'm going to do 1 in each of these, put 3 in this corner, and do 1 in each of these stitches. I'll catch up with you once we get back to the corner and we'll finish this off together. Okay, so I'm more or less there at the corner now. So we've placed 2, we're going to place our 3rd. And then if we slip stitch into the first one, then we end up in the dead centre. I'm just going to pull that down, chain, and snip that off and take my work. And all you need to do really is these granny sides do pull it in just a little bit, but it's a square. You just need to kind of tease it in. But if you were just sewing them together, it would pull it into its shape. It'd be fine. But it's just one tail, because the rest were worked over, so all they need is snipping off. It's just this one offending tail, which is a darn sight better than this one, but it does look nice if you want to manipulate colours there. So, you know, but do be aware if you do that, you're going to have a fair few tails, because working them in does not work. I tried doing some of them just working over them, it's not great. So to just do this, I'm going on to the reverse side and I'm going to take it down. See, this is coming out of here, so I'm going to go straight into this one and go downwards first of all. And I'm going to pull that knot in, and then you can just tease the corner, but just without the knot being visible. The knot's now inside my stitch, and I can just come through a few of these along the side. Oops. I'm trying to get where it shouldn't go. Okay, so I've done that. Don't need to tug it so that it distorts the shape of my corner though. And now we're going to go back through, so I'm going to catch this particular stitch, which I didn't go through before. You can do that, or you can just split a stitch if you've not got one to do that with. And then just go along here with a few more. That's it, so we've gone back and forth, and it will be fine. So just snip that off. And then we can snip off these ends, unless you want to poke them through the other way just to be ultra secure. But I'm just going to pop them off. And there we are. We're done. We have our square. And you can, as I say, you can block them if you wish, or just sewing them together. They're quite square. They're not too kind of unsquare, if that's the word. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.